Winners don't lose.
Alright, hey guys, welcome back to Never Stop Shooting. My name is Paul, and this is the Bard's Tale, Finstown. Have we been to Finstown yet? Is that where we started? No, that's not where we started. Let's go to Finstown. Oh, this was the guys were telling me I should visit here, right? That's what this was all about.
The bard entered Finstown, where a modest reception and gentlefolk awaited.
I don't know if I should talk. Probably not.
There he is! The bard is coming! Hooray! Hooray for the bard!
Oh.
Yes, it's me. Your hero has arrived. Looks like my reputation has preceded me.
I feel like it hasn't, if that's the reception that he's getting. Hello, ladies. Oh. Hello, guys.
Fire!
Yeah. What a bunch of cowards, though. Man, like hiding behind their women. Whoa, these guys are firing off like 2 flaming arrows at once. Ah! Okay, so...
How do you like that?
You know what?
Lucky shot.
Might be a little early to come to Finstown. It did say it was like the 9th chapter or something like that. So, yeah, I'm guessing we might have come there a little bit early. I was going to say, the last time I was doing some recording, I was really tired, really exhausted, and I'm not sure how well it turned out. I haven't done the editing for it yet. But it really felt lackluster while I was doing it, and I want to do better than that for you guys. What Forest Tower? What part of the game is this? So I'm not sure how much of that.
As the bard drew closer to the tower in the forest, a scene of great concern to him would play itself out atop another tower in the city of Dunby, many leagues away.
It's like the Iron Throne there, except with 5 swords instead of like a billion. Hello, Mr. Ramskull.
Gather the brothers. Someone is nearing the first tower.
Ooh,
At once,
he's
sir.
able to tell from
Mackay?
there.
Wake my pet.
Yes, my lord, Finnick.
Finnick. You, sir, are the villain of this tale. Hey, Calais.
Even now you find ways to reach your servants. This new suitor of yours will fare no better than the others.
I beg to differ, Mr.
Awaken her.
I've already forgotten his name. Finnick? Is that right? Finicky fellow? Oh, you look friendly. It's Gorn. Gurn. It's GROOT.
Why do you disturb my vigil?
Finnick.
The woman has managed to send messages to her followers again. One of them approaches your tower hoping to free her.
After all this time, still she is strong.
Deal with this intruder. I'm sending my men to aid you. I needn't remind you of the consequences should you fail.
I will stop him.
Yeah, these remind me of the guys in
brothers are
Baldur's Gate.
assembling, my lord. We await your instructions.
The Xbox
Take the
version,
men
not
to
the
Hearn's
PC version.
tower. I've promised him our aid. Once you've done this, head to the mountains. If all else fails, you must stop them there.
It will be my pleasure, master.
Or it will be your doom. She's not going to do anything? Chapter 5, that sounds about right. Okay. So, while I was not recording, while I was just sort of hanging out doing crap, I decided to try out the old Bard's Tale games because my brother told me that this was a reboot of them, and you know they came free with this copy of the game, and so I thought, you know what, I might as well check it out. It was my understanding that holy cow, that the Bard's Tale games, the old ones, were sort of like a prequel to this one. Yikes. And they kind of informed one another. That was okay. Problem. And they kind of informed one another. That was my understanding of it. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, as I was saying, it was my understanding that it was sort of like those were the prequel to these games, where if you were to play them, it would kind of inform some of the stuff that's going on here, you know, because I thought that they followed the same character, that it was the same fellow that all of these games were about, and it was sort of his misadventures sort of thing. A little bit of an RPG version of the Leisure Suit Larry style games. I didn't expect it to be like this, of course, but rather that it would be more of the Dark Queen of Kryn style games. You mind, you guys. It would be more along those lines, where it's like a top-down view of like little blocks, and you had to say, oh hey, go here and attack this and all that. And so I decided to try it out, thinking, you know, this is going to be a nice little fun thing. Sure, the game was made back in the 80s, and so it has like 80s style graphics and all that, but surely it's gotta be good otherwise, right? Like, otherwise why would they bother to make a sequel out of it? Why would they bother to reboot the series at all if the game wasn't any good? And so I went back and I can't even really say that I played it. I looked at it. I kind of opened it up and got the general idea of what it was like, and it was very much not like I expected at all. It doesn't seem to be any sort of connection between this character and the characters in The Bard's Tale in the old series. There was like 3 of them. Because in The Bard's Tale, it was more of the old Might and Magic style, where you've got a party of like 6 people, and you know, you can choose like, you know, warrior and cleric and the classic D&D style characters. And it wasn't so much a story about the bard as much as it was quite literally the bard's tale. It was a story being told by a bard in a tavern to a bunch of people. And so it really has, from what I can see, and correct me if I'm wrong here, it seems to have absolutely no connection to this game at all, unless, you know, it just so happens that this is the bard who was telling those stories. But the gameplay and all that had nothing to do with the bard character, unless you actually chose a bard as a character within those games. So it confounded me as to why they would make the Bard's Tale like this now, after those old games were in the old Might and Magic style. Now, I loved the old Might and Magic games, specifically Might and Magic 7. Might and Magic 7 was really good because it took place in Arathia, which was where Heroes of Might and Magic 3 was took place in. And so you were able to go from like a not a real-time strategy, a turn-based strategy game, and you were able to see the land then in the Might and Magic series in an RPG form. Come on, don't aggro them all. And so that was really cool to me. But it's very much not this style of a game, you know, where you're actually playing as this character himself. You know, you play as a party, you play as a group with, well, at least in the Bard's Tale and the old Might and Magic games, you know, you play as a party with interchangeable characters, which I suppose this is kind of a game with interchangeable characters, in the sense that you're able to change out the different songs and stuff like that. I don't know, it's so different. It's just so different. And, you know, I say, why didn't they make a game in the same style as before? And, well, it's because, again, even though... Oh, shoot. Even though you were able to see things in a... you know, in a first-person perspective in those games, it was still a bunch of squares, right? Like, when you pressed forward, especially in the Bard's Tale, I should say, not in the Might and Magic games, not in the later Might and Magic games. We'll be talking specifically about the Bard's Tale. When you pressed forward, you would move an entire square forward, which is essentially the entire size of your party. And so that sort of a game really just doesn't play well anymore. So that's why they didn't make it like that again. Oh yeah, I've got to play my lute. Any old song, probably the rat song. Very nice. I don't know if that...
Unknowingly caught between
Yeah,
the
that is...
hammer and the anvil, our hero entered the tower.
It's encouraging. Surprised the part didn't make a comment on that one. Oh, the rat, the bird's tail, third-person perspective. Right. They did remake Heroes, or the old Might and Magic games in the Might and Magic style.
Look, I don't want any
Where
trouble.
you move forward
Turn
blocks at a
around
time.
and walk the other way. For if ye seek entrance into this place, trouble is all you shall find.
And it wasn't very good.
Typical. I thought you might say something like that. I'm afraid I have to proceed. I've got quite the reward waiting for me when I finish this nonsense.
I shall give my warning once more. Turn back, or perish.
Those aren't very appealing choices. I'm gonna have to go with neither.
Very well. I await you at the top, if you survive.
Hold on! Damn. Why do I have to go all the way to the top? He was just here. He certainly knew I was coming.
Evil, it seems, has a flair for the dramatic.
Alright, yeah, the game wasn't all that good. I mean, they tried to go with the nostalgia thing, and it didn't play out well. But that's what we're gonna call it here for today, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we are fighting these now. Apparently, these can move as well. Make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, no, that's not my outro. Make sure to like and subscribe, and until we see you in the next video, be excellent to one another.